Greeting interwebs, it's Jacket K. I've recorded footage in between parts, so you know what time it is. It is yet another intermission episode! Today though, I got some pretty spicy stuff beyond just checking out Pokespots. I actually got TMs and similar items that I missed off screen for you all right here today. First and foremost, the sailor here actually gives you something if you say no to his dialogue, resulting in him challenging you to a battle. You beat the battle, which should be pretty easy because I got a feeling that this was supposed to be done much earlier on in the game. And well, we'll get to that in a sec. I gotta tell you real quick how I stumbled into this. So, in the mess of trying to re-record that one episode, the one with Robo Groudon, and jumbling between the save states and all that, I had a save state and I was working my way back up to here, and for some reason I decided to talk to this guy this time, and lo and behold my surprise, when that interaction ended up with me getting in 3, 2, 1, I forgot there's gonna be extra dialogue after this, a TM, why keep building it up? TM48, in matter of fact, which is, I believe, either light screen or reflect, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it's reflect. So we could have had this much earlier on in the game. Ah well, better late than never. We still got about halfway to go. And just, it feels like Pokemon XD tradition that I gotta point out the guy who semi-acknowledges that his Pokemon got stolen and run away. All that jazz. While we're in KTM port, we might as well see what the deal is with that reporter who caused a whole mess with Bonsly in the previous episode. Well, at this point, previous too, because I wasn't originally intending to split it in half. It was just so big it worked out that way. Oh, excuse me. She's not a reporter. She's a novelist that makes books based on interviews with people. Like a person who makes biographies and that. There's probably a term, and I'm just blinking out on it before. I'm just mostly stolen for time because you answer yes or no. I don't know if it matters, but I do know answering the questions honestly gets you the items. So you might as well answer them the way I do. It might not matter, but why risk it? I'm not gonna look it up to make sure. But yeah, you get an amulet coin for doing all that, which, considering how scarce money can be in array games, I feel is well worth your time to do. In case you don't remember, amulet coin works by you equipping it to a Pokemon, and whenever that Pokemon enters a battle, that battle will give you double the money. And since all battles in this game are trainer battles with very few exceptions, you'll be making good money off that thing in no time. In fact, I know it works in Coliseum battles like Pirate. Wait, now I don't remember if we already got the amulet coin, or if I'm thinking of another video that I've watched recently. Because I could have sworn that I did Pirate Coliseum with an amulet coin equipped, and got a buttload of money for it. But now I'm wondering if I'm just mixing up that memory with a friend's video that I watched, who also did one of the array games fairly recently and had the amulet coin equipped during Coliseum, because that definitely happened. It's just a matter of if I did that or not as well, and I just don't remember anymore. Point being though, we're gonna get good use out of that amulet coin, especially now that I'm rewatching this video, reminding myself that I have it in my inventory, and I'm certainly not gonna forget by the time I record more Coliseum, XG. My commentary's all over the place, but it's fine. It's a level 1 Magikarp. We've gone through the song and dance with Feebas already, so it's not even like shocking how low level it is, and just embracing of how weak of a Pokemon it is. We're going to just catch it the same way we caught the Feebas. False Swipe should bring it down to 1 health. Catch it a Pokeball, Kazam, Kablow. I'm mostly just catching it for novelty at this point. It feels... I don't remember the last time I used the Gyarados, but it definitely feels like I've used the Gyarados too recently to even bother. Plus, we already have a really solid water type with Swimmer Speed. But I figured I'd catch it for the novelty. After all, I do want to see how many different encounters they managed to squeeze into this Pokespot system, because there's definitely more variety encounters than there was in the original XD. Oh, I just remembered the nickname I had for it, and that's kind of amusing. That wasn't even close. Splish! Better, but no cigar. Which is fine, because we're too young to smoke anyways. So this was just a random battle I decided to get into while waiting for the next Pokespot spawn. But I discovered two things. One, as you just saw there, Cubone line has Sturdy in this game, which is pretty interesting. Definitely not something that it has in vanilla Pokemon games. And makes me kind of ashamed that I already dedicated my ground type slot to Ellie there, because I'd be really curious using a sturdy ground type user, especially with his weak stats to that. But secondly, the other relevant thing about that particular battle is Swiper decided to finally evolve. He may not be a quote-unquote canon team member, but he's a team member in our hearts. He makes getting all the Pokemon from the Pokespots so much more easy, so he well deserved this evolution. Funny enough, while I was in the town of Pyrite, I stumbled into a couple more things that I thought were of note. First of all, I never bothered to check the hotel, because why would you check the hotel when you got the healing machine at the Coliseum? Completely forgetting that there were items inside the hotel area. So the biggest thing of note was that focus stash that we got from the previous chest, and this TM34 Solar Beam. A really good move if you have the proper setup for it. Things like Sunny Day to make it a 1-turn move rather than a 2-turn move. Stuff that I don't really think I can implement in this particular run, but I have gotten used in other things like Pokemon Roguelike. Oh. Also, we found Bonsly, but I think I forgot that you're supposed to sneak up to it. Don't mind me while I metaphorically slam my head against this random rock to vent out my frustration. It's a cartoon, so it's fine. It's fine, we'll get it someday. A very soon day, matter of fact. On things that we will actually get from Pokespots today, though, here's a random Mankey. That reminds me, it's real surreal that we actually got an evolution for Primate. Not the first thing I would think of when I think of older generation Pokemon getting an evolution, but looking back and seeing just how much it fell under the shadow of some other Pokemon, yeah, I guess it deserved it. Definitely a cool Pokemon that I'd love to use sometime. Unfortunately, I've already done my playthrough of Scarlet and Violet, and I don't see myself going back through the game again just to use one Pokemon. Secondly, it'd be a little awkward to use because I still can't get over his battle cry. Which is weird for me to say, because normally when cracking knuckles and stuff like that, that stuff doesn't bother me. But for some reason, that sound coming out of an undead monkey sounds so much more worse than just normal joint cracking. It sounds like literal bones breaking, and that kind of disturbs me. I mean, it's frickin' dead. I don't think those are joint crackings. Also, don't mind me as I approach this Bonsly as slowly as humanly possible, because we ain't doing this again. I should have got it the first time. I don't care if it takes a century to catch up to it. Oh hey, I either did it right, or this whole thing was based on a number of encounters and not just slowly approaching it. Whatever the case, side quest finally over. A little bit of a shame that it's not on a main episode and one of the side episodes, but it's fine. Like, I brought it up before and I'll say it again. This is not relevant to beat the game, So it's not the end of the world that is not in the main episode. All it does is unlock something for Battle Bingo, but if we ever do that Battle Bingo card, I'll just bring up in that particular video. Go back and watch episode 32 intermission if you really want to see the whole exchange of getting the Battle Bingo card for this Bonsly. Probably should at least do that if none of the other Battle Bingos, because this Bonsly is the only time we really get to use it in the game, but that'll be a problem for future Jackie K. For right now, Jackie K of the past has a few more miscellaneous errands to run, a few more Pokespot Pokemon to check up on, little stuff like that. No one's even acknowledging the fact that we have no snag machine on our arm. But neither did I until just now. So, anyone check out that beach festival or whatever they're doing for Pokemon Go? That event will be long over by the time this goes up, that's for sure. Just couldn't think of anything else to kill like the 5 seconds it took to catch the Tentacruel, or Tentacool. So we have yet another Pokemon for our Purification Chamber collection. Not the Munchlax. We don't get a Munchlax, unfortunately. We've been through this before. I will never complain about Munchlax, no matter how much it eats, because you always get more Pokecoupons, or why did I call it Pokecoupons? You get more Pokesnacks than you put into the spot, and free herbal medicine, but I'm more concerned about the prior, to be perfectly honest. Anything that takes as much work as possible out of hunting down the wild Pokemon is a win in my book. And with that said, that looks like one of the last things I have for this intermission video. I guess it was a little shorter than I thought. Not as much in between as I thought I would have stockpiled. So I guess we have plenty of time for one more thing. Something that's technically non-canon even to the non-canon episode. Something that I did, something that I caught, but was lost to the space-time rift of trying to re-record one of the previous episodes. Honestly, I was tempted to leave out this clip altogether, but it's pretty cool and I don't know if we'll ever run into it again, so why not? Until next time, take care.